The vast star Dominion had existed for millennia, a towering force in a galaxy shaped by conquest and control. Its fleets dominated the stars, its planets churned out resources to fuel its insatiable hunger for expansion, and its grip tightened around the throats of countless subjugated species. Yet, even an empire as mighty as the Dominion did not rest easy. The galaxy was vast, its fringes uncharted, and its hidden threats unknown. It was during one such routine survey of the outer territories that an anomaly arose. Deep in a less explored quadrant, the Dominion's autonomous scouts identified an unremarkable blue-green world orbiting an average star. At first glance, it seemed insignificant, a minor-class terrestrial world with a standard oxygen-nitrogen atmosphere, teeming with biological life. Yet there was something profoundly odd about this planet. The Dominion's AI flagged Earth for immediate analysis. Scans revealed unnervingly high energy outputs for a civilization so young. Factories dotted the surface, outputting staggering volumes of machinery and armaments. The energy signatures were chaotic, concentrated in dense clusters but scattered without apparent logic. And the technology, primitives, yet remarkably effective, suggested an unusual mastery of efficiency. The AI presented its findings to Lord Zinker, the overseer of expansionary operations. Zinker's biomechanical form gleamed in the light of the Dominion's central command chamber, his metallic eyes narrowing as he reviewed the reports. A world producing weapons on such a scale without centralized governance? It was an impossibility. Planets capable of such feats were usually under Dominion control or, at the very least, known rivals. This Earth was neither. His advisors, a cadre of Neuralink strategists, buzzed with speculation. Was this planet a clandestine manufacturing hub for a rival faction, cleverly hidden in the galactic void? Or could it be a relic of an ancient war species that had somehow reawakened? Theories abounded, each more ominous than the last. "This level of production is illogical," remarked one advisor. "No species without unity could achieve such scale." "And yet," Zinker replied, his voice a blend of synthetic tones and organic resonance, "they have. Either this Earth represents an untapped reservoir of power, or it is a threat we cannot ignore." The room fell silent, save for the hum of Zinker's contemplation. He was not one to act rashly, but this enigma could not be left unresolved. The galaxy's history was littered with the ruins of empires that had underestimated such peculiarities. "Deploy the observation directive," Zinker ordered at last. "Send a reconnaissance team. I want every aspect of this world dissected, its culture, its technologies, its weaknesses. If this Earth is the weapon factory it appears to be, we will claim it for the Dominion. If it is something worse, we will neutralize it before it becomes a threat." Within hours, the order was enacted. A fleet of biomechanical drones, cloaked in gravitic distortion fields, was dispatched to the planet. They would infiltrate Earth's industrial zones, extract data, and return with answers. Accompanying them were operatives trained in covert observation, their forms adaptable to blend seamlessly with Earth's unsuspecting inhabitants. As the team slipped silently into the void, Zinker allowed himself a moment of reflection. He gazed at the swirling galaxy beyond the command chamber's viewport, a cold determination settling in his mind. If Earth truly was a factory of war, then its secrets would belong to the Dominion, or its ashes would serve as a warning to all who defied them. The alien reconnaissance team slipped into Earth's atmosphere unnoticed, their cloaked forms invisible to human eyes and sensors. They positioned themselves strategically, embedding near industrial zones, military installations, and urban hubs brimming with technological activity. From the cover of their advanced stealth fields, they began their mission of observation, capturing vast streams of data and studying this peculiar species up close. What they found was unlike anything they had encountered across the galaxy. Factories buzzed with an almost frenzied energy, churning out weapons and vehicles in staggering quantities. Humans moved through these facilities with a curious blend of precision and chaos. Workers adjusted machinery mid-operation, their improvisations often more effective than the machine's original designs. Assembly lines seemed disorganized at a glance but maintained an astonishing output. It defied the Dominion's rigid logic. The aliens extended their surveillance to military training grounds. Here, soldiers fired projectile-based weapons, an archaic technology compared to the Dominion's energy rifles, but their marksmanship and ingenuity were extraordinary. Tactical drills combined fluid improvisation with a deeply ingrained sense of teamwork. Yet, what truly baffled the aliens was the lack of a singular global command. Multiple governments operated independently, often competing against one another, and yet they still managed to produce advanced military technology that rivaled unified civilizations. The researchers noted what they described as chaotic coherence. Humans were reckless in their methods, inefficient by galactic standards, yet they excelled in adaptability. A single factory might pivot its production line from cars to tanks in a matter of days, a flexibility unheard of in the Dominion's regimented industries. Even their errors often led to unexpected innovations, as if failure itself was a tool for discovery. As the aliens delved deeper into human culture, their confusion only grew. One operative infiltrated a suburban home and accessed the humans' vast digital network. A treasure trove of information awaited them, from historical archives to real-time social exchanges. The operative stumbled across what appeared to be highly detailed military documentation, yet upon closer inspection, it was something entirely different. The aliens began cataloging what they assumed were battle records but were, in fact, films and video games. One such discovery, a blockbuster film featuring massive mechanized warriors, left the researchers in stunned silence. They concluded humanity possessed the ability to construct towering war machines, capable of leveling cities with plasma cannons. Another operative, analyzing online tutorials on crafting homemade explosives, reported that even civilians had access to sophisticated combat training. Every screen seemed to depict either war, preparation for war, or post-war survival. These misinterpretations led to wild theories. The alien team determined that humans could summon natural disasters at will, based on repeated depictions of storms and explosions as tools of battle. One report claimed that humans had mastered teleportation, based on an analysis of a popular science fiction series. Each revelation painted a picture of Earth as not merely a war machine but a civilization that lived, breathed, and thrived on perpetual conflict. The researchers turned their focus to subtler forms of warfare, discovering what they termed abstract weaponization. They observed how humans manipulated emotions and ideas, using humor, fear, and loyalty as tools of power. Memes, which seemed nonsensical at first glance, were deconstructed as micro-psychological warfare, simple images and text capable of uniting vast populations or destabilizing them entirely. The Dominion had propaganda, but Earth's weaponized creativity was on another level, accessible, omnipresent, and evolving in real time. This creativity extended to their problem-solving, which bordered on the absurd yet yielded extraordinary results. One report detailed an incident where humans fixed a failing piece of critical machinery with duct tape and sheer determination. Another noted their use of ancient tools like shovels in tandem with cutting-edge robotics, a duality that seemed to encapsulate the human spirit. The longer the aliens observed, the more perplexed and alarmed they became. They had come to uncover Earth's secrets, but it seemed the greatest weapon of all was not any single machine or device. It was the human mind, chaotic yet infinitely adaptable, capable of turning anything, even humor and failure, into a tool for survival and domination. Under the cover of night, the Dominion's operatives initiated their infiltration of a heavily secured military base. Using their cloaking technology, they bypassed perimeter defenses and began extracting data from the facility's central systems. The mission was to gather schematics of Earth's most advanced technologies, its weapons, defenses, and power systems. But the complexity of Earth's digital infrastructure had been underestimated. What the aliens saw as primitive coding turned out to be a labyrinth of redundancies and adaptive firewalls. The breach triggered a cascading alarm, scrambling the base's security teams. Engineers and analysts rushed to identify the threat, assuming it was a sophisticated cyber attack or an act of espionage by a rival nation. Unaware of their inadvertent exposure, the alien drones continued their data siphoning. Earth's systems fought back with reactive protocols, isolating their digital presence and alerting military authorities to a foreign entity. Reinforcements arrived on site, and the base's surveillance grid was fortified. What should have been a quiet operation spiraled into chaos, with the Dominion operatives barely escaping. Among those mobilized to assess the situation was Sarah Whitlock, an engineer known for her unorthodox approach to weapons design. She quickly identified anomalies in the breach data, patterns and technologies unlike anything she'd encountered. It wasn't industrial espionage, it was something far stranger. While the official explanation pointed to foreign hackers, Sarah's gut told her otherwise. Meanwhile, Marcus Grant, an independent conspiracy blogger who had spent years chasing theories about secret government programs, caught wind of the event through local news. Satellite feeds and eyewitness accounts hinted at bizarre activity near the base, fueling his suspicion that something monumental was being covered up. He posted his findings online, drawing attention from his network of enthusiasts and skeptics alike. Unaware of each other, Sarah and Marcus pursued the same threads from opposite ends of the spectrum. Sarah delved into the technical data, identifying advanced cloaking signals and energy outputs inconsistent with human technology. Marcus combed through obscure footage, spotting strange distortions and faint glimpses of alien drones caught on camera. Both reached similar conclusions: whatever had breached the base wasn't from Earth. For Sarah, it was a revelation that defied logic but demanded action. For Marcus, it was vindication, proof that his years of chasing shadows had led to something real. Their investigations rippled outward. Sarah's findings were quietly shared with her colleagues, leading to enhanced security measures and a surge in experimental weapons testing. Marcus's posts went viral, sparking speculation about alien invasions and secret military dealings. The internet erupted with theories, ranging from the plausible to the absurd, each adding fuel to an already volatile situation. Government agencies scrambled to contain the fallout, staging public drills and releasing vague statements about heightened security measures. These actions only deepened the paranoia. Civilian militias began organizing, convinced they needed to prepare for an imminent extraterrestrial threat. In labs and factories, engineers worked overtime, producing prototypes of weapons that combined human ingenuity with reverse-engineered alien designs. The Dominion operatives observed these developments with growing alarm. What had been a covert mission now seemed to have catalyzed a planet-wide mobilization. From their perspective, the humans were rallying for war. Military drills were interpreted as preemptive strikes. Viral memes mocking the idea of aliens were viewed as psychological warfare. Every human action seemed calculated, deliberate, a display of strategic brilliance they hadn't anticipated. The tipping point came when a rural militia group stumbled upon a disabled alien drone. Believing it to be an advanced surveillance device from a rival nation, they recovered and dismantled it. What they found inside was unlike anything they'd seen, an intricate network of biomechanical components and materials far beyond Earth's capabilities. Instead of fear, curiosity prevailed. The group quickly began sharing their findings with independent researchers and online communities, unknowingly exposing Dominion technology to a species already adept at turning scraps into weapons. The Dominion's reconnaissance mission, meant to study and exploit, had instead awakened a chaotic and unpredictable force. Earth, with all its flaws and disorganization, had begun to fight back, not out of unity or strategy, but through sheer adaptability and the human refusal to back down from the unknown. The Dominion operatives, now deeply entrenched in their mission, returned with volumes of data extracted from Earth's industries, media, and cultural hubs. As they analyzed the findings aboard their cloaked vessels, the picture of Earth as a weapon factory became undeniable. The aliens compiled evidence. Massive production facilities churned out advanced weaponry alongside civilian goods, with striking efficiency. AI research and drone technologies were dual-purposed, as much for entertainment or exploration as for strategic military applications. Even Earth's most mundane innovations, like the Internet, seemed to be weaponized, capable of rapid mobilization and spreading disinformation with devastating precision. From the aliens' perspective, Earth wasn't a peaceful world dabbling in defense. It was a society obsessed with war at every level. Its cultural artifacts, films, games, and even children's toys glorified battle and simulated conflicts with unnerving accuracy. This war preparedness appeared to be embedded in humanity's very identity. The more they learned, the more the aliens became convinced that Earth's most advanced weapon wasn't a machine but the human mindset itself. The Dominion researchers began referring to humanity as adaptive aggressors, marveling at their unique ability to weaponize nearly anything. Emotional manipulation, humor, and even failure were used to outmaneuver adversaries. They identified memes, for instance, as potent tools of psychological warfare. These seemingly trivial images and jokes carried layers of meaning, capable of uniting vast populations or destabilizing them entirely. What appeared chaotic was, in reality, a highly flexible and decentralized approach to conflict. What struck the aliens most was humanity's relentless adaptability. Unlike the rigid structures of the Dominion, humans thrived in unpredictability. Their technological advancements often emerged from crisis or competition, and their solutions defied the standard conventions of efficiency. It wasn't just Earth's technology that was dual-purposed, it was the human spirit itself. Lord Zinker, alarmed by the implications of these findings, decided to escalate the situation. If Earth was indeed the galactic weapon factory they feared, its potential could not be left unchecked. He crafted a transmission demanding Earth's immediate surrender. The ultimatum outlined the terms: full disclosure of their technological advancements, and unconditional subjugation under the Dominion's rule. The transmission was sent via a high-priority galactic frequency, ensuring it would be intercepted by Earth's major communication networks. But what Zinker and his advisors failed to anticipate was Earth's peculiar relationship with information. Instead of fear or compliance, the Dominion's message was met with confusion, and an overwhelming flood of random responses. As news of the transmission leaked online, trolls, conspiracy theorists, and ordinary citizens alike began hijacking the frequency. Messages ranged from bizarre questions about Zinker's appearance to exaggerated demands for proof of alien existence. Others sent looping cat videos, memes mocking the Dominion's name, and even requests for the aliens to like and subscribe to various YouTube channels. This chaotic response bewildered the Dominion. From their perspective, Earth's population seemed either too sophisticated for traditional diplomacy, or too unhinged to comprehend the gravity of the situation. Attempts to clarify their demands were drowned in the digital noise. Every transmission was countered with sarcasm, jokes, or nonsensical requests, leaving the aliens in a state of utter frustration. What was meant to be a decisive moment of control had devolved into farce. The Dominion, despite its technological superiority, was ill-equipped to handle the unpredictability of Earth's decentralized and irreverent response. Zinker, for the first time in his long tenure, began to doubt whether this mission was one of conquest or survival. Earth's strength, he realized, wasn't just in its weapons or factories. It was in its chaotic brilliance, a force no empire could easily subdue. The Dominion, frustrated by Earth's defiance, and convinced that humanity's chaotic brilliance posed an existential threat, launched its invasion. Massive fleets of biomechanical ships entered Earth's orbit, their weapons primed to strike. Zinker intended to overwhelm humanity with a show of force, expecting Earth's fragmented governments to crumble under coordinated pressure. But the invasion triggered an unforeseen effect, unity born of confusion. Earth's nations, each assuming the aliens were targeting their rivals, mobilized en masse. Miscommunication, a hallmark of human interaction, somehow aligned their efforts. Military alliances formed in record time, coordinated under hastily shared protocols. What should have been disarray turned into an accidental global coalition. From the ground, resistance surged with startling speed. Improvised anti-aircraft batteries, cobbled together by local militias, fired at alien ships. National armies deployed experimental technologies, many untested but devastatingly effective. Civilians pitched in, crafting barricades, creating decoys, and flooding social media with information that, while not always accurate, overloaded alien reconnaissance systems. The Dominion, used to rigid and predictable warfare, struggled to adapt to the sheer chaos of Earth's response. What truly turned the tide was humanity's knack for improvisation. A group of hackers, working out of a converted warehouse, managed to infiltrate the Dominion's drone network. Using repurposed alien tech salvaged from the earlier reconnaissance missions, they rewrote the command protocols, turning the invaders' own machines against them. Swarms of drones turned on their motherships, causing widespread panic among the Dominion ranks. At the same time, Earth's forces used unconventional strategies that baffled the aliens. Fighter jets launched in erratic formations to confuse targeting systems, while ground forces employed outdated yet effective guerrilla tactics. Civilians uploaded misleading signals to disrupt the Dominion's communication lines, masking real military movements with absurd noise. For all their technological superiority, the aliens found themselves undone by humanity's sheer unpredictability. Their rigid hierarchies and over-reliance on perfect coordination became liabilities. The more they tried to adapt, the more Earth's decentralized chaos overwhelmed them. Zinker, observing the disaster from his flagship, faced a grim truth. What he had dismissed as primitive disorder was, in fact, humanity's greatest strength. Earth was not a world to conquer but a force of nature to avoid. With his fleets in disarray and his operatives compromised, Zinker gave the reluctant order to retreat. The withdrawal was humiliating. What was meant to be a decisive conquest had turned into a rout. The surviving ships limped back to Dominion space, their once pristine hulls scarred by Earth's haphazard but brutally effective defense. Zinker, chastened by the ordeal, addressed his advisors. "Earth is not a weapon factory," he admitted, his tone subdued. "It is a forge of chaos. And chaos is a weapon we cannot wield." Back on Earth, the aftermath of the invasion was remarkably subdued. Humanity, largely unaware of the full scale of the alien threat, quickly returned to its usual routines. The viral videos of glowing alien ships became fodder for conspiracy theories, many dismissed as elaborate hoaxes. Governments quietly decommissioned experimental weapons, their official reports downplaying the events as international military drills. Marcus, oblivious to the role he played, authored a sensational blog post claiming the alien invasion was a false flag operation orchestrated by global elites. His post went viral, cementing his reputation among conspiracy enthusiasts. Meanwhile, Sarah, armed with the insights gained from her encounter with alien tech, patented a new line of hybrid weaponry. Her designs, ironically, would go on to revolutionize civilian industries rather than military arsenals. For humanity, the incident was just another strange chapter in an already unpredictable history. For the Dominion, it was a lesson in humility, and a reminder that some battles were not worth fighting. Earth, the chaotic, ingenious, and thoroughly unconventional world, had prevailed in the most human way possible, by being utterly, gloriously unpredictable.